Okay, yeah, the main reason like we want to do this AMA today is to discuss a bit about the uh, how the game will develop, especially the season one, uh, because you some of you know we released some sneak peeks on the game, the gameplay last week, and some of our Celestial holders and members of our community uh, shared their feedback about the gas fees, about some of the interactions there. And even though we try to optimize and make everything as smooth as possible, you still have to pay some gas fees when it comes to uh, claiming the DuckGod tokens and using them to, I don't know, pay entry fees in tournaments or uh, any other actions inside the game itself. So we had some long discussions with the team and with the advisors, also with Wolf, the advisor from Gojira, and we turned this up on all sides. And uh, right now, there are two solutions on the table. One is to keep it as it is, and I actually gonna go through like each one of these two solutions and explain a bit on the pros and cons because I think it's important to let everyone know where we are and yeah, we can once we have more info, we can decide together what's the best route of moving forward. Um, so with this current solution that it's already implemented, everything is on chain, like the staking, initial staking on the 3 battlefield positions, the God tokens, and everything happens on chain. Only the tournaments were designed to take place off chain because you have more interactions there. Um, but all the other things in the game mechanics were on chain. The pros on having this kind of all these mechanics on chain is the transparency. Uh, you all know this, like everything that it's on chain, it's visible for everyone to check and see. Besides this, uh, we don't see, and I don't know if you guys have any ideas, but there's no other advantage at this point, at least, to keep all of this on chain. The cons, on the other hand, uh, are the gas fees, and I'm gonna share a bit of.
Shani, can you mute your mic, please? There's a lot of background noise. Thanks, man.
Yeah, so the cons on having the mechanics on chain are the gas fees, and for in our case, um, you will have to pay, even though it's a small gas fee, and when I say small, it can be between $3 and $5. Uh, of course, if you choose to make the action when the gas is low, like 20, 30, 40 Gwei, we will stick around this average number, like $3, $5. But still, there is a sum that you will need to pay. So it's small. This small gas fee will be you'll have to pay when claiming the God tokens. Um, you also have to pay when spending the God tokens. Um, Whenever you want to change battle position, so whenever you want to switch from one staking position to another, because the staking contract is on the chain, you'll have to pay this small gas fee, and you'll have to pay it initially when you want to stake your MetaGod. So if you have multiple MetaGods, you will need to pay for each MetaGod to stake it because the contract is on chain. Um, Now, these are so basically the cons are all related to the gas fees because we're on Ethereum. Um, Now the solution that we thought of and um, moving this off chain has the pros of removing all the gas fees. So everything that we just mentioned will not exist anymore. Not a single gas fee, even on staking, and even if you have multiple MetaGods, you will not have to pay a single cent in gas fee. And the only thing that will require uh, gas will be to withdraw or to claim the tokens into an ERC20. So when you wanna get the tokens out of the ecosystem into your wallet to, I don't know, to use them elsewhere, that will be the only time when you actually need to pay a gas fee. For all the other transactions inside the ecosystem, like changing, staking positions, claiming God inside your internal wallet, using it to pay fees, to buy other certain stuff, loot boxes and so on, you don't need to pay any single cent on gas fees. The cons on this is, of course, you're no longer on chain, so there's not that on-chain transparency that everyone can check. And what I think it's most important is that we'll need to make this switch. So we do need, I've talked with the devs, and we do need around 3 weeks to make this transition, 3 weeks of development. It still keeps us on track with having this part of the game ready, like right after reveal. But it will push the tournaments with these 3 weeks, because right now we were refining the tournaments because this part was completed. So we had this 2-3 weeks to refine the tournaments, so we could start the tournaments like 1 week after reveal. But if we go this route, probably the tournaments will start 2 max 3 weeks after reveal, so we can have the proper time of testing and making sure that everything is smooth there. In terms of security and other stuff, we don't have a problem on that end. And I see we have Razvan here. Maybe Razvan, I can invite you on stage to give a bit of perspective on the security measures, because I saw some of the holders that voted, and I saw some discussion in the chat that keeping the off-chain, you no longer have that security. Maybe you can bring some light on this specific topic. Mm, Let me just also ping. Make sure it's here.
Yeah. Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Perfect.
Yeah, my headphones wouldn't connect, and I didn't want to have any noise echoing.
Yeah, we're hearing you fine. It's perfect. So yeah, I was just telling the audience about the pros and cons, and one of the things that raised some question is about the security and how the security will look when you go off chain with these things, and maybe you can share a bit more details on that part, on what solutions do we have.
So basically, the whole off-chain infrastructure, including our current map game, will be hosted and will be powered by a trusted cloud provider. Right now, we are using Google Cloud, which is one of the top 3. So yeah, on the security side, there are no concerns that there would be, I don't know, any database intrusions or anything like that, or any other sort of common attacks. Regarding the security of the tokens, because that would be an important part too. Like, you'll have the internet wallet will be hosted on the off-chain and will be basically bridgeable to the ERC20 tokens, which is the actual crypto. We'll be developing a solution that will allow and will check the validity of those transactions. Like, when you want to transfer your funds from your internal wallet, which will be off-chain, to your actual wallet, there would be a few security measures in place. We can talk
Or checks.
more in depth. Yeah, checks, exactly. There would be validations based on signatures, which is kind of similar to what the actual blockchain is based on, with private key and public keys. It will be very similar without going too much in depth on the technical side. This is the best comparison.
Yeah, and I mean I guess what everyone wants to know is like how safe uh, if this solution that we propose, like going off chain to spare the gas fees, uh, is it at the same level of safetiness as it would be if we keep it on chain? Like, do we sacrifice anything there, or if we do, what's that percentage of sacrifice?
Yeah, truthfully, it isn't the same level of security, and it can't be the off-chain comparing to on-chain, because an on-chain attack, especially on the Ethereum network, which is huge, it's actually physically impossible right now. The actual attacks that happen on the crypto side, it tends to be on the implementation of the smart contracts and stuff like this, but not on the chain itself. So it's kind of the Biscuit kind of has the best security available, but the off-chain on the off-chain side, I think it would be at least 95%. Like it has to be some special sort of attack, very I don't know how to say it, very specialized by someone with lots of knowledge to actually break into the Google provided services. Like if you trust Google with your stuff, you can trust the off-chain implementation too.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for the explanation, Rizwan. And I think what's important for everyone to know is uh, like Web3 businesses started, I don't know, a few years back, but in Web2, like everything relies on off-chain, and there's a lot of huge businesses, corporates, and so on that rely on these solutions like Google Cloud and all the security measures. And we don't hear like attacks happening there, like uh, even in a year or stuff. Um, so uh, I think uh, at at the end of the day, we do want to we don't want to sacrifice any of the utilities, and we don't want to sacrifice any of the securities for everything that we create here. That's important, but we do want to keep in perspective that uh, we are creating a game that needs to needs to have the right incentives and the right mechanics for people to actually play it. Like, to not every time you wanna take an action, I feel like, okay, then I need to consider, do I want to pay this gas fee? Is it worth it? Like, it removes all the fun and all that engagement and spontaneity that it is in a game. And of course, uh, there are ways in future to go on layer two and to approach other solutions to move it on chain, but uh, it does take a lot more time. Like we also discussed, and bridging and having the bridge and the layer two solution, maybe it takes, I don't know, what was that? There was one, maybe 2, 3 months with everything and to make sure it's proper setup. From what I remember from our last
Yep,
discussions,
yep.
right?
But it would also cost the bridge would actually cost. It will be similar to a staking action. You have to send your tokens to the bridging mechanism, and that will also cost gas. So that's another downside too.
Yeah, and also it's somehow if we do this, uh, we don't feel confident right now that any layer 2 solution has been along in this space for a while to have that stable ground and that trust like Ethereum does. Like uh, it would force us to move the token on the layer 2, and uh, it's even if we don't want to admit it, it's like whenever you talk in this space, like okay, you have a token on Polygon, it hits differently than you say when your token is on Ethereum. And it's just the trust that the Ethereum network provides, and the people that are in, like, I don't know, I saw some stats last week. I don't know, an article I read, like I think more than 80% are developed on Ethereum. So yeah, people like the adoption on the layer 2 is not there yet. So there are a lot of metrics when we consider to move forward with this kind of solution, and like deciding the kind of implementation that we want. And uh, I guess at the end of the day, we want to have that stable ground, to have that solid base, to for the game to be playable, to be uh, incentivized enough for people to be there and to not waste money on gas fees, and to be safe, to be uh, have all these important triggers, but at the same time to have a scheme and a structure that allow us to expand in the future, to continue to develop it, to bring new mechanics in, to to move it to other solution when the time comes. So yeah, I think this is an overview of these two solutions, and maybe we've gone a bit deeper in what it means off chain, but I feel you guys need to know all these details, even though like we're not so many right now in this AMA, but I know a lot of other people will just listen on the recordings. We see reviews on YouTube, so um, uh, it's important to understand all of these things. And as we always said in all of the AMAs, like we truly want to build this game, this project together. That's why we're doing this right now, and getting everyone feedback. It's important. We created the pool that's gonna be on for 3 days. So if you haven't voted yet, go there and vote. And yeah, let's see what a majority decides, and we'll move on from there, I guess. The devs already started to research all the solutions, like to set up the system for the new implementation. So whenever we have the green light, we'll start executing on it.
Yeah, and just to make it 100% clear, I want to emphasize that the actual tokens, the gods, the NFTs, and the God token will be on chain. There's no change in that. It's just the gameplay and the way you will use those tokens in our ecosystem that will be off chain. That will change.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for clearing that up. And it's pretty much the same what we intended to do with the tournaments, right? Like
Yeah.
that was the plan with the tournaments in the first place, to move it off chain, because there are many interactions daily, and we didn't want the players to pay the gas fees daily. So we thought that was enough. Maybe, I don't know, it's our bad call back then. We thought it was enough and to keep the staking here, but it seems like even with this, like it still implies quite a few gas fees if you want to be more involved and move staking positions often, and do this kind of things. And yeah, it's like we truly want to create this experience in a way that encourages people to play and get involved and not get scared away because I don't know, today I don't want to spend $3, $5, $6 on the gas fees. Yeah, I'm curious if you guys have questions, so raise your hand, please, regarding this, regarding anything that you heard about the chain, on-chain, security, concerns, everything that you feel it's not clear, or yeah, you want to find out. Now's the time. You can come on stage, you can write in general chat.
One more thing I would also like to mention, that the way you'll interact with the gameplay and the staking mechanism will also require authentication through your wallet, very similar to what OpenSea is doing when you authenticate in order to sell or buy other NFTs. So regarding the security, we'll still use the solutions provided by the Web3 space. It won't be like a basic username and password thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
then
that's very
that's
good
it.
to know. Yeah, it's like you know, you're talking about those transactions where you need to sign. So you still connect
Yeah,
with your wallet. It still checks what
exactly.
you have in your wallet. So it's still on the same lines as whatever you got used to so far in Web3. It's just some of the like the mechanics of the staking, and those will not stay on a smart contract. Will move to a Google Cloud solution, so we can, yeah, spare some of the gas fees when claiming the tokens and using them. Let me see if we have any questions here. I don't see any questions in the general chat. I don't see any hands up here. Mm-mm. So I would assume there are no questions. Yeah, I was too clear. No, man. I don't know. I mean, sometimes by not being a native here, I find it difficult to find my words, like to express uh, with the clarity that I want, like to transmit that message. So I feel like I'm rumbling and trying to find. Okay, good. So I see Van Patrick has a question. Okay, Patrick, come on stage, man.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, man, what's up?
How you guys doing today?
Great, great,
Good.
great, great.
How you doing?
Yeah, I didn't have any questions. I was just gonna say you're doing great, man. Like, don't worry about it. If anything, you sound more methodical and like you're choosing your words wisely. But I just wanted to come give some encouragement and see what you guys are doing, because I honestly, I'm just excited for everything to keep rolling out, and I'm pumped about the new Aphrodite sneak peek. That's sick.
Yay! I think we need to, I don't know, we should release more. Like
Yeah,
we kind
yeah,
of finished the generation, and I was thinking maybe we should post like every 1, 2 days we should post a sneak peek with some new things, some new, I know there are different body colors that we haven't shared. There are so many
yeah.
different things like
It's been a minute too. If there's any more weapon sneak peeks.
yeah, weapon sneak peeks also, yeah, that's a good one.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
we focused a lot on all the games and all the things here, and we I don't know, kind of
for
lost
sure.
track of the collection itself.
No, it's good. It's just it's not like super important, but it's fun because it gets you so excited for what we're gonna see, right?
Yeah, you're right, man. You're
But
you're you're right. And
for sure.
yeah, I don't know, is it was it clear for you with what do you think about
Oh, it was
this?
it was clear before. I don't have any issues with the security or how things are gonna go. I'm just excited to get it going.
Yeah, so you don't, I mean, you do, well, what would you choose? Like, would you like to keep it on chain or off chain?
Oh, so I mean, I think that people, I mean, nobody wants to pay gas, but at the same time, I think that it's kind of important for, I mean, this is this is supposed to be on chain, so I think it's important that it all stays there because I think it's just go down. Say, just
I
benefit.
think your connection is getting rugged a bit, or
Oh,
I don't know.
right. Can you hear me?
Shawnee, can
Are
you
you?
confirm that it's not just me?
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit, Patricus. If you could repeat the last 10 seconds,
Oh,
then that should be fine.
okay. Okay, cool. I'll say that again.
Yeah, now we can hear you better. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
I'm out on a trail in the woods walking my dogs, so I apologize. Um,
No
so
problem.
I think that normally most people's first reaction is to say no to gas fees, but I kind of think that it's kind of supposed to be on chain, and there's I think going to be benefit to keeping the transactions for those people that hold on, and I just think that it's a part of the game, and it has its
Hmm.
purpose, and it brings value back into the project and allows you guys to do more. So um, I think for the health of the project, I think it's better on chain. Personally, I don't mind spending a few dollars and just waiting for the right moment, and then doing it. And it keeps me more aware of what's happening right in the market for the game. So
Hmm.
I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I just think that if the amount of times you have to could be reduced, if you could do all of your moves or all of your play at once and then commit the transaction to pay for the gas, that would be ideal. Instead of constantly doing a bunch of little, I think belongs.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
What do you guys
Yeah, I
think?
feel it, but
Like where do you feel
uh,
like it's going?
uh, like Razvan said before, it's not like we're moving completely off chain. Like the entire ecosystem and everything will rely on chain. Like the NFTs that are the MetaGods that are the main key for the ecosystem will be on chain. Uh, the God token will be on chain. Like all of these important major things will be on chain. We just like we're moving the staking mechanism off chain, so we're able to completely remove the gas fee required when doing like changing battle positions, claiming tokens inside the ecosystem and the game, and using them to pay tournaments fees, to I don't know, to pay for loot boxes, to get your potions, to get other things, and it gives us a bit more flexibility on uh, like even we're discussing today, like we had to choose a limited amount of winners for tournaments because we had to pay gas fees to write those winners in the contracts. But by
Yes.
doing this, we remove those limitations and we can say like, okay, everybody can win, and we just need to split to see how much and how to put it. Like it gives a whole new perspective on how we
Mhm.
can play around with these things. And somehow I feel it sets up the ground for the layer 2 solution that it's about to come. Like having this and at a later stage, actually taking the time to move this completely on chain, but in a layer 2, uh, feels like we already have the base and the mechanics and everything that are not limited in terms of gas fees, because in layer 2 basically the gas fees there are peanuts.
Yeah.
So it will be just a development effort of, I don't know, 2-3 months to have this completely on chain, and that's it. Like, but I guess
Yeah.
what's
For sure.
important right
No.
now is to build the game playable instead of continue this battle of okay, on chain, off chain. Like people at the end of the day care about uh, having a good experience here, right? Like
Yeah.
that's the most
Sure.
important thing.
And you literally almost took the words out of my mouth to add to that, like looking at the bigger picture of the community. There's going to be people that obviously will buy the NFT to flip and maybe not even play the game. But I think that it's important for people to remember that like there are so many things happening in the Discord community that they're getting as alpha or getting like into draws just with the ambrosia and stuff like that. So like it's not just the game and then everything else stops, right? So like I do feel like that is part of the utility when you're gonna go buy a MetaGod, like that there's that other part of it where people are still gonna have a good experience if they're too busy and they just invest and then and then they're just there, right? So I think that like part of the bigger picture is like that's super important, right?
Yeah. That's a very good, yeah, you touched that. That's a very good point, Van. And it's not like if you don't want to play, like if you're only an investors, you you don't have your part here in the community in the ecosystem. Like you can
Yeah,
be the like right now, if right now you're the ambrosia whale, you can be the god token whale, and
right.
maybe,
Yeah,
yeah, the strategy is not to use them and to, some of them might actually keep them and spend like in a month or in a major event that we'll do in 2 months or buy other
yeah,
things or other NFTs or,
and
yeah,
and
it
and
will
like
be designed like this.
a lot of people, unfortunately, a lot of people see a lot of projects see a huge decline or inactivity after the mint date. And I think that's something that you guys can really avoid by continuing, right? Like the good experience continues even in the Discord without necessarily owning very many metagods. And I think that that's like because it's such a big indicator right now of success is if you have a strong community, regardless of mint out and regardless of your floor price. People always look at those numbers first, but it's something that you guys have so much in place already that's good that if people can be reminded that it's not just about what happens after the mint, it's about continually growing as a community. So I think that's just important because you guys are already doing so much right that on chain the community will look because
Yeah, Van, you're getting rugged again. I think that the woods are doing it. Yeah, we can't hear you anymore. Uh, yeah, but I do get your
Sorry,
point.
can
Yeah,
you
no,
hear me
no,
now?
no problem then. Yeah, now it's better.
I, I,
I did I
I
did
was
get
just,
the most of what he said.
yeah, okay, but yeah,
Uh,
I'll
and yeah,
step,
that's
down.
very, thank you for coming on stage and for bringing this up and opening even our eyes. Like you know how it is when you spend so much time inside a thing and doing that. We have a saying like you don't spot the woods because of the trees, or something like
Yes,
that. I don't know if
yes.
it's in English too, but
You
uh,
can't see the forest
like
for the
you're so
trees.
focused yeah, like you're so focused on that little thing, like you see it and you want to make it right. Then you sometimes that's why I feel a need to take a day off everything to get the bigger
Hmm.
picture and see like, okay, these are the parts, these are all the moving parts. We're on the right track. This is everything that we do, and yeah, it's not only about a game, and maybe the game in the future will be, I don't know, maybe it will be only a small part of what's being built here. Maybe it will be a huge part. It
Hmm.
it all comes down to what we do together as a community. Like that's, as you said, I think that's the most important thing.
Yep, definitely. And that it keeps growing after the mint. Like I think people are really excited about the game. I know I am, but it's not everything. And I think that with whatever you choose, you just choose, and people will go with it.
Yeah, you're right, man. And yeah, thank you for coming on stage, and you're welcome to stay here if you
Oh,
still have time. Yeah, you're welcome to stay here. And I want to touch a bit because we just mentioned the community part, and I feel uh, that we have like very little time left until the mint, maybe max of 1-2 weeks. I don't know if it will happen like this next week. We still have a lot of AMAs going, and we haven't managed to get into some alpha groups, so some of them postpone. But definitely, like in this first part of May, will mint. And what I believe it's the most important thing right now is for us to get together as a community, like to to show the support, and that we all, that at least the one that are here that believe in this project, that want to mint, don't want to just make a quick flip. And even those that want to make a quick flip, like you would make a good flip if you actually spend a bit of time here. Like the flip becomes better when the community is better, when the people here, when it's a strong sense of community. And we get this from all the other projects. Like uh, whenever we go to a bigger project, they come and see, like they have, it's a very important metric. Like, yeah, they
Mhm.
look in the general chat. Damn, the general chat is not hyped. Like people are expecting whenever you come into a general chat to be continue hype. Like, I don't
Yes.
know, for me, it's crazy. I don't know how to create that. I'm constantly thinking how to create constant hype in the general chat. I run out of ideas. I don't know what you guys think about this.
You- Um, I do have like a different way of looking at that, and sometimes I like to look when I go into projects. I like to look at their leaderboards, like their experience leaderboards.
Mm-hmm.
And you can clearly see, your top 20 active members are usually half of those are your team, and then the other half are the people that are like true believers. Um, and I think that those top 20 people usually make or break a lot of that hype that you're trying to create. And I think that you need to lean on those people, um, and make sure that they are helping you, because you can't do it 24/7. It's not possible, and it just will hurt you. And I think that it's important to see the members that really will mint and that they will really show up for the project, be given some roles. I talked about this before, but I think little fun roles, which you guys are doing so much of, like with the quests and stuff. Um, but like fun, like little nonsense things, like from games, like game masters and village idiots. Those little things, I think, really drive up engagement. I know we talked about this a little before, but it might not be a bad idea to incorporate those in some games and really have some community members like on a spotlight, where you can say, put it in an announcement. This person, da da da. We noticed this and that, blah blah blah, and really drive up individual engagement. And you have a big team, and a lot of those people can help you maybe do this, and it might take a little pressure off of you to not always feel like you have to perform, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes, I mean, I'm so you got my attention when you said about the top and the leveling. Like uh I, thanks for opening this perspective for me. And I think it's a good solution, and it's yeah, it's a very mm, yeah, I think it's the best solution to move forward, like to not to divide responsibility, but to rely and to involve more the people that are already involved, like the
Yes.
top levels in the community already have this kind of commitment for the community, and we just need to find the right framework where they feel empowered, and they
Yeah,
they feel worth it, and they get more out of it. Like you are one of them. I'm sure, like I see you in the majority of the chats, in the majority of the AMAs, and
yeah,
yeah, it's uh I'd love to explore these things, and
for sure.
release a bit of this constant pressure. Like,
And
okay, well,
well,
how,
and
what do we do
and
to keep
here's
it up?
here's something too that might be really valuable a few days before mint, is to have an open AMA within the MetaGods Discord, and really, really encourage and promote all of those key members to show up, and and really you can bring in a few people, like if it's an alpha group that you're trying to court and try to bring into it and get some more visibility on the project. Like I think that sometimes going to other discords is a little exhausting, and it's hard on you guys, and it's hard on the community, because if they don't show up and don't show, like I don't make it to all of them, but when I do, I try to jump in and say something. But like if you can let people know early that this is something you want to be there for, and really see who's showing up, I think that will be a good indicator on maybe how the mint might go. And I had one question, because I've seen this lately with, it's pretty rough out there for projects, and I've seen some good projects do nothing on mint day, and I've seen other projects really shift their strategy last minute. Like there was a mint yesterday where the mint price was dropped to 0.01 from 0.05, and they did this, like they took a tactical pause in their mint and then reimbursed people that paid full, and then dropped it to 0.01. And I mean, for me, this project, I don't want to name names, but the loan was so much more valuable than 0.01. But they ended up getting close to 1,000 mints, and maybe they wouldn't have got that far if it hadn't been the shift in strategy. So I'm just curious if that's something you guys have thought about as a team, as if something like this is not going well for you guys on mint day, that something you might be able to do.
Well, yeah, that's a good question. We haven't considered that scenario yet because we're so focused on making sure we have a successful mint. I mean, we're doing all the things and that we can do and that we have as options from our advisors and from the team and from everyone to make sure we lead up to that successful mint. And with the AMAs roadshow, with everything that we're doing in the community, with like I don't know if you saw in the last hour, like Shinshikai, we had like I don't know dozens of members that joined.
Yeah.
I don't feel that we have if you ask me right now, I don't feel we have an issue with the members. I feel there's a lot of members in this community. I feel it's not, we didn't spark that to bring them all together, like to activate. Like even right now we have, let's see, 3K people online. You know, that's
Yeah.
3K people online in Discord, and I would love to understand how to get, I don't know, at least I don't want to say half of them because I think even that it's much, but how to get half of them involved. Like I saw when we posted a giveaway on something, like we had 2,200 reaction in 24 hours, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
whoa, that can move people. Okay.
Yep.
What can move people to be here? Like, okay, I get it that a monetary incentive moves people, but how to leverage that and what's beyond that gets people together. And these are challenges that not only us face, like every project in this space are facing. Like it's not that
Of
we're
course.
the only Discord where it's not hype. It's not that hype. Like very, very, very few projects are that hyped, and the majority are because I don't know, some big name is behind the project, and some big
Yes.
celebrity like Gary Vee or big Gary Vee's brother, or those projects
Yeah.
get hype without. It's just a flex for them to be hyped.
Of course. Of course. Yeah. I hear
So
you. And
yeah, but
I hope you don't need to. I hope you don't need to think about it, but it's always worth exploring everything, because, like you said, that 3,000 people are online, but there are 20 people here talking to you. Like, you don't want that kind of reaction on mint day. You want 3,000 people minting and everybody on board, right?
yeah, of course, that's what we want, and it's not like we're not considering that, but how I see it is, I don't want to spend right now too much effort on considering the other options. Like I believe the effort should be spent on making sure we engage all the people and uh, when we get closer, like to explore those possibilities too, because those are just like some options that we activate if a scenario like that happens, like if the mint
Mhm.
doesn't go as planned, or it's not like something you need to work for a lot. It's just
Yeah.
making sure you outline all the options and looking you have them in a place, but you tend not to give energy to those because you don't want that scenario to happen.
Yeah,
It's
that's right.
like this.
I hear you.
It's like
Yeah.
the law of attraction kind of things. You don't want to give
No,
that
that's
energy, like spending 2 weeks before the mint thinking how your mint is not going to be successful.
okay. We'll start doing more positive intentions here because I am by no means trying to be negative. I am all in for this project. I hope I am not trying
Yeah,
to
but I
push
didn't feel that.
negativity.
No, no, no.
Okay. Okay. Good.
I just share my perspective. So no, not a single negativity from your side. I also know you're
Okay.
Canadian, so
Yes.
you guys are more the most positive people on earth. So
Or at least we'll say sorry a lot. I don't know. That's about it.
no, yeah, yeah. You have an energy like that. I heard a friend of mine tell me, like, whenever you walk in a Canadian city, village, or something, that it's more everybody's saying hi to everyone, like very
Yeah.
welcoming. Like I was like, damn, I want to explore that. I want to see how it is. Like I'm a very
Yeah.
people-oriented person, and I'm always
Oh,
intrigued and interacting with others, you know?
yeah. Oh, for sure. You come on to Canada anytime, and I'll play tour guide for you.
Okay, okay. So yeah, I should pay a visit sometime.
After this successful mint, right?
Yeah, of course, after the successful mint.
There we
It's
go.
no
There
other
we
way.
go. Yeah, man. All right. Well,
Okay.
I got, but it's good chatting with you, man. As always.
Yeah, yeah, thank you, Van, and stick around. I want to share some alpha too.
Oh,
Just
okay.
1 second.
I'll keep listening. I've stolen enough of your time.
Okay, you didn't install it. It was a pleasure to have you here.
All right, bro. We'll talk soon.
Okay, okay, Van.
Bye bye.
Cheers.